First step, go ahead and set your car in neutral. Right now the shift gear is in neutral position, so that way you have enough space to work in this area. Go ahead and put a towel down to protect the shifter and the panel below it. And begin with removing the AC panel with the plastic removal tool. Once you've pulled out the AC panel, go ahead and look for these red clips. Pull these clips upwards. These are clips that are securing these connectors. Once you have them pulled up like that, go ahead and pull the connectors out by pressing on the little black tab in the middle. And set the AC panel aside. Next, we're going to use the keys here to remove the MMI unit. Go ahead and insert the keys into these two slots in there. Once you've inserted the keys, you'll be able to pull the MMI unit out towards you. Go ahead and set the AC unit, the MMI unit on the side. Once you have the MMI unit, you'll need to locate the LVDS, which is this gray connector right here, and then the main power harness. Go ahead and disconnect these two from the MMI unit. Next up, we're going to go ahead and work with the original harness. Go ahead and open up the locking clip and then insert our CarPlay main harness to it. And use the locking clip to secure it. Once it's secured, go ahead and connect the other end to the MMI unit. Next step, from the main harness for our CarPlay, find the AC connector, which is attached to the harness, and go ahead and route it underneath this plastic panel right there. Route behind it so it can come out from underneath it. And then once you have it routed through, find the original AC connector and go ahead and connect that to it. Use the red clip to lock it in, and then the other end of the harness you'll connect back to the AC panel when you're ready to reassemble everything. Next, let's work with the LVDS cable. Find these two connectors on the LVDS cable. The white portion of it you'll connect to the CarPlay module, which we'll do at a later point in the video. But then the other two ends we'll work with right now. Find the male end and connect it to the MMI unit where you disconnected the gray port. then the female end will connect to the original LVDS gray connector. Next up, we're going to work with the CarPlay USB/video cable, which is this cable right here. Go ahead and find the ground wire coming off of it. It's going to have a little label on it that says ground. And then find the ground wire coming off of the main harness. It's going to have a little label on it as well, called audio ground. Then go ahead and splice these two wires together. Now that you have the two ground wires spliced together, go ahead and grab the USB portion of the CarPlay USB cable. And this USB female end, you're going to want to route it down in through here so it can come out through this opening right here, and then you can have the USB laying inside of the net. Now that the CarPlay USB cable is routed into this area, you can have the customer tuck it in the net right here so other passengers can connect to it. Let's go ahead and mount the Wi-Fi antenna. The Wi-Fi antenna needs to be mounted in a location where it's not going to be obstructed by any heavy metal or plastic. In our case, we're just going to stick it underneath this this plastic panel here. That should be a good enough place for it. Next up, let's work with the module. The dip switch settings we need to go ahead and configure. The dip switch setting guide will be in the installation diagram, so please refer to that according to the vehicle that you're working on and the MMI version that you have. For this particular case, this is a 2014 Audi Q5, so it does require, and it has a 3G MMI unit, so it does call for all the dip switches to be in the off position. Off position is up in this car, down is on. So all of the dip switches are in the up position. Now if you set the dip switches, go ahead and let's start connecting the CarPlay cables to the CarPlay module. We have a total of 4 of them here. So let's start with the connections. We'll connect the Wi-Fi antenna first. Next up, the LVDS. Remember, the white portion goes into the CarPlay module. Like that. Next is the CAN power. Go ahead and connect it into this port right here, like that. There we go. And then on the other side, you'll connect the USB/video CarPlay cable. And that's it. Now that all the connections are taped up, we put foam tape around the module. Make sure you didn't cover up the vents for ventilation. We're going to place this module inside. You've got plenty of space beneath all of these cables. You'll have plenty of space for it to go back here. Reconnect the AC panel, the climate control panel. Don't forget about the new harness that you connected here. and then there's also another connector for the AC panel there. There's 2 connectors in total for the AC panel. Last step, go ahead and connect the AMI cable. Nothing's going to connect to this portion of it, so don't worry about it. It's this portion that you need to worry about. Go ahead and locate the AMI port in this car. It's going to be right here in the glove box compartment. So go ahead and connect that. This cable out of the way, and you should be ready to test. Now that we have everything installed, we tested all of the OEM functions, climate, radio, all of that's working fine. Screen is on, so let's go ahead and test. I'm going to test with Apple iPhone today. I would normally be using the original lightning cable, but I'm going to test with the customer's charging cable here. Again, the aftermarket cables may not be good because they're probably just charge only, but I'm going to test it for today. I connected the USB portion to our CarPlay USB here, and then I'm going to connect the other end to my phone. As soon as you connect, you'll notice that the phone is charging. The screen will switch over. It's going to ask you 2 questions. You want to allow CarPlay with GP Link while phone is locked. This is a privacy question, up to you and the customer. I'm going to press allow. Second question is important. Do you want to use wireless CarPlay with GP Link? So this is where you can choose if you're going to use wired or wireless connection. As a manufacturer, we always recommend wired. So if that's the case, press on USB only. You can also use wireless. That's not a problem. I'm going to test today with enable wireless. If you choose the enable wireless option, make sure you leave your phone connected for about 3 to 4 minutes. After that time, go ahead and disconnect it, and then the wireless connection will take over. I'll show you that in a little bit. So for now, let's just proceed with testing the CarPlay. It's not a touchscreen. We'll need to use the MMI controller knob like we used to in the OEM setting. So scroll to go through the different apps. Push down on the knob to select one. So that's how you use it. To switch back and forth between the CarPlay side and the Audi side, the OEM side, there's at least two ways to do it. Press the nav button once to switch to OEM. Press and hold the nav button to switch back into CarPlay. Press once to switch to OEM. Press and hold to switch back into CarPlay. Same thing with the media button. Press once to switch back into OEM. Press and hold to switch back into CarPlay. Press once to switch to OEM, and press and hold to switch back into CarPlay. You can also use the iNav button over here, but it is annoying to use it because it prompts the OEM navigation to launch. So I wouldn't recommend using that button. So use these 2 buttons for now. To get CarPlay audio to play through the car speakers, we need to switch back to the OEM side. So I'll press this, select media, select source, and make sure you have external audio input selected. External audio source is the AMI cable that we connected to the glove box compartment in there. And again, remember, you don't have to connect anything to the other side. Again, it's in there just so the radio can detect that something is connected to the AMI port. Let's switch back and let's play some music. You can increase the volume through here. You can also increase the volume through here. To switch tracks, you can do it from the screen here. Next, next, back, back. Same thing with this knob. Push to the right or left to go forward or back. So those are several ways to switch back and forth. Let's test the backup camera function. We'll put it in reverse. And then we can go ahead and put it back into park. When you put it back into park and the camera stays on the screen, that's normal function of the OEM side. Press the menu button to exit. Let's see, what else can we test? Let's test the calls. So to make a call, go ahead and switch. You want to make sure that you're connected to the factory Bluetooth. My phone is currently connected. So let's switch back into CarPlay and let's make a quick test call. To make a call, we have to make sure we're using the original Bluetooth of the car. So to do that, use Siri to make a call for you. Hey Siri, call 714-258-0400.
Calling 714-258-0400.
So that's making the call. You can see that on the audio, it's going through Audi MMI. You want it to go through the original Bluetooth function. Hey, I'm just making a quick test call. Can you call me right back, please?
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye. So again, to make a call, press and hold this button right here with Siri. Siri will activate. To receive a call, press on the OK wheel button over here. And then you'll notice on your screen, it's still going through Audi MMI. So those would be the two ways to make a call and receive a call. That's it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, bye. So I'll demonstrate again to use Siri. Again, press and hold that menu button, use a knob. Hey Siri, take me to the nearest gas station. But again, use Siri to...
Bolero on Red Hill Avenue. Is that the one you want?
Never mind.
Okay.
Use Siri to make calls for you. That will force it to the Bluetooth. And then to answer calls, press on the OK wheel button over here. Let's test the wireless connection. I'm gonna disconnect. It's been long enough. And then the CarPlay logo will show up here. And then it will switch into CarPlay. We'll give it a few seconds. And if it doesn't connect after a few seconds, it's possible that the wireless connection didn't finish setting up, so you'll need to reconnect it again. But in this case, we're good now. Well, let's go back into the main menu here. We'll press on exit. If you ever end up on this screen to get back into CarPlay, press on that button up there. There's nothing much to configure in the settings over here. Using Car's BT phone, just make sure this is in the on position. But other than that, that's it. If you have to run an update, just check the system version information here. Make sure that the MCU version is 22.6.23.116. If it's not, we have instructions on how to update the MCU on our website. You'll just go to UNAVIUSA.com, go under the support tab, troubleshooting, and you'll find instructions on how to update the Audi in there. To delete your phone and get ready to deliver the car back to the customer, go to, let's go back to the main menu, go to CarPlay, press on BT Reset. BT Reset will have CarPlay forget about all wireless connections. Now on your phone, go to Settings, go down to General, find CarPlay, find GP Link, and press on Forget this car. Forget. So now your phone has forgotten about the CarPlay, and the CarPlay has forgotten about all phones that were connected to it. And now you're ready to deliver this car and have the customer set it up the same way you did.